we talked about a lot of moments in your career to date that have been proud and happy moments, some down moments as well that we've spoken about. I want to take you back to the day that you won the Ranji Trophy. It was a very special day for you because of another reason as well,
Yeah.
where your wife gave birth to your child. So, talk to us about that day and the feelings, knowing, hey, it's the day where I'm playing a game, wife's in labor. Talk to us about that day.
That was a tough phase in my life, like I never knew how to balance my life at that moment, like professionally or personally. Both were at the highest level of my career, like my son, of course. My wife, she needed me the most at that time, and I wasn't there. I don't have a father. My father passed away when I was very young. So, and plus I was doing very well for the team as for myself. Now, coming to the finals and, like going away home, taking paternity leave, I never found that right, because we have been working hard as a unit for so many years. We played 3, 4 finals and we never won. So I thought, and I felt somewhere that this year we would, because sometime or the other, luck would shine on us. Playing at home, I thought this was the year that we would actually win. So I spoke to my family, and they were also very happy with the decision, and they were very supportive. They were very supportive, especially my wife. And luck being with me, she delivered on the 12th, and the match got over on the 13th. So I never even had to wait very long to go and see my son. As the match got over, I drove down. It takes up barely 2 to 3 hours. So I was very lucky, like the finals also was there in Rajkot.
Yeah.
I live 2, 3 hours away from there. So everything, whatever was happening during that time, it was all in our favor. So those were the biggest moments in my life. Winning the Ranji Trophy, super. It's every cricketer's dream. Every domestic cricketer's dream is to at least win Ranji Trophy once. If you win it more than once, there's no comparison, there's
Yeah.
nothing. But if you win it once also, you feel like, all those years, you have achieved something in your life. You'll always be called as a Ranji Trophy winner.
Yeah.
That's something
Absolutely.
special. That's something special. Yeah.
Amazing.
See, your family means a lot to you as well, right? And that's something that you talk about some of your tattoos and the Lions family. And what, uh, how has family balanced you over the years from being a young cricketer where you're kind of on your own, doing your own things, to now having a support system and a family behind you? How has that helped your cricket over the years?
See, my only way out in life, or to support my family and give my family comfort and luxury, was cricket. I was never ever good in education. And especially when I came to the higher grades, I realized that very early, seventh or eighth, I lost interest in education. So in India, if you want to make it, you either have to be educated or you have to play sport
Yeah.
in India. So, and we never had the resources to even, to big start any business or anything. So these were the only two options. Out of that, one went out of the window at a very early age. So I was only left with one. And that was sport. So all my energy, and after a certain age, I actually started loving to bat. I loved batting. So I carried on thinking. Even I never knew, that I would make it so far. Except for playing for the country, I played everything else. But I never ever knew, to be honest, that I would make it so far. So as I started playing, practicing, I myself started seeing a lot of improvement in my game. I could have, if I would have had a better temperament at an early age, I could have played a lot more cricket. But that age, coming from that background, my temperament wasn't that great. So for me to understand my game, it took me very long, because I was hardworking and I was this and that. I thought that, okay, everything else is going to go into my favor, but actually it doesn't happen that way. So it took me very long for me to understand my game and the temperament that I have, and how can I better my temperament. And once that started happening, things started falling in my favor. I started getting picked here, I started getting picked there. Surprisingly, one day I'm getting picked here. And those 5, 6, 7 years, I was on a roll, playing every year, everywhere, scoring runs, and I was performing well. And while I was playing that, I started generating quite a lot of revenue as well. And that actually helped me, that to give my mother a better quality of life, and to let her know that if anything goes sour, we are always on the better side, that we can afford things,
Yeah.
or we can afford medication. There was a certain period of my life that if anything went sour, we never had the resources, you know for ourselves as well. Like, if we used to look around people, or we used to look around for help. So all these things have made me, a little tougher in life, or a little more wanting in life. Like, normally at my age, people are very con- people are very satisfied that, okay, I'm not satisfied yet. I still, if this year I made it to the IPL, I want to make it next year as well. If I've worked hard this year, I want to work harder for the coming years as well. If I perform this year, I'll try to perform much better, because hard work is guaranteed. Results are never guaranteed.
Yeah.
Performances, no one guarantee you performances. No one. So all I can do is, because of all that's happened in my life, or in my surroundings, it's made me a little more wanting. And I feel that's very necessary, to be a little wanting. Wanting as in that, to push yourself every day in the morning, to get up and push yourself. If you can do that for a longer period of time, that's it then. There's nothing better than that.
That's such an incredible, inspirational, like, your journey is absolutely inspirational. I think everybody has their own hurdles coming up, right? In their own ways. But to hear your journey, and to know that, you have reached this sort of success, and are able to provide for your family based off of your hard work, man, that's unbelievable. It's very inspiring.
Thanks.
Like you said, it's very difficult in countries like, I obviously come from Pakistan, from in India, where you only have limited options, and based on where your family is, those options become even more limited. So now that you're at this age, it looks like you're starting to give back as well. Obviously, taking a deep dive of your social media, you can see that there's certain things that are very close to your heart, and one of those things is animal rights and protecting animals. So tell us about that. Tell us how you got involved, and why is that such a close deal to your heart?
I was never an animal lover. I was never, I would never harm an animal, but I was never an animal lover. So one fine day in Rajkot, we were just walking down the street, and we happened to pass a pet shop. And I just stopped, and that's how I picked Casper up. He was in one cage, in a corner, just crying out.
Yeah.
And don't know what happened. And we were playing a first class match. We were playing a first class match in Rajkot. And I just picked him up, not thinking, where will I keep him? What will I do? We are playing a first class match. It's not a pet friendly hotel. What am I going to do? We picked him up. My mother was against it, because she just never wanted a pet because of her health and all.
Yeah.
So I kept him for 2 days in the hotel with me. We sneaked him in. I put him in my kit bag. I brought him into the hotel. I kept him in the washroom for his other things and all.
Yeah.
I made him sleep with me on my bed in the hotel. And for 2 days this happened. Then I could, I made out that it's not possible, because all day I was at the ground, and in the evening I used to come back. It means, like, he's not having a good life. So I sent him home, and I was so blessed that as my mother saw him, she just fell in love with him too. And from there, because he came into my life, he's made me into a better person, a better version of me, towards towards animals, towards how people treat animals.
Yeah.
People don't feel that animals, are living beings. I've seen the harshest and the worst way. Even worst is a small word. How people treat animals actually, and I try my best. I can't do everything because of the limited resources that I have. But whatever I can do, I try my best. That if I see some injustice happening to an animal, or if an animal is sick or hurt or something, whatever best I can do at that time, I will always try to do it.
A lot of it is awareness as well, right? Which is key, is making people aware that these things are happening, animal cruelty, animal injustice, and that's again is one small part of getting awareness out there. So my last question to you is, we saw that you signed with SportsLab Management, a Canadian company, so you now have a connection to Canada as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about that partnership and what that means for your cricket. It looks like you're going to get some new sleds for some new shoes for the IPL coming up here as well.
I've just recently signed with Sports Lab, so and it's news to my ears. I thought they were from US, so I know actually they were from Canada. So yeah, that's a big thing in my life at the moment. I'm looking forward to work with them, and till now, whatever the company's done for me, it's benefited me, and I'm really happy to be associated with them and looking forward to be with them for the next few years, even after my cricket. Whatever I can give back to the sport, I'm really happy being with them.
Anytime, again, for cricketers, it's, you talked about it, results aren't guaranteed, but the hard work
Yeah.
is guaranteed, and that's for you to focus in on. But you also need people around you, and advocates around you to help you get there and be successful, so you can just focus on cricket. So with that, Shady, any last questions for Sheldon here?
You know what? For me, it's kind of made me a little bit emotional, to be honest with you. Like your journey, or his journey, and the animal stuff, and it's just kind of come full circle for me. So for me, this has been probably my favorite interview because of how real you are, Sheldon. And for me, there's a saying: it's real recognizes real. And for me, I've really taken a lot from this interview, and hopefully one day we can meet and rip into a few fitness sessions. I think that'd be awesome as well. So all the best, brother, to you in
Thank you.
in everything going forward. And we look forward to big things from you as well.
I've got Sheldon, I've got two last questions for you, very quick and very easy.
I'm totally free. Please go on. I'm under quarantine. I'm totally free.
Yeah, I know, we can see that.
One thing I would ask you is, with fitness, is obviously you enjoy it, you need it, it's important. What are the things that you hate doing from a fitness standpoint? What are the things that you're like, oh man, I know I have to do this, but I hate it?
At the moment and at the stage I am at the present, I don't hate anything, to be honest, because I know if I start hating it, and this is a very real answer, if I start hating it, I'm going to end up not doing it. And that's going to come back and harm me.
Yeah.
So I actually don't hate my fitness. Whatever I can do, I will always make a point to do it. Always.
And enjoy it. Yeah. It's a good answer. I think I feel like you're hiding a little bit from me, but that's okay. We'll talk.
Maybe
very real. I'm very real.
Maybe some of the treatment sessions when they dig into your muscles, maybe that's a little bit painful, but it's all good stuff.
And then my last question for you is, obviously you're with Kolkata this time. It looks like you're in quarantine, getting ready for it as well. You've got Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan. Who are you really excited to be playing alongside? And what can we expect from you this IPL? What are you going to promise to deliver? Not runs wise, but what can we expect from you?
I'm not very sure of who I'm excited to play with, because I've played with all of them most before.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to work with Abhishek Nayar. And the reason being is he can add a lot of value to my game, and on the field and off the field.
Yeah.
And I would love to surround myself with such people who add value to your game. You remember those people for a very long time, because the stars, they'll come they'll play with you for 45 days and then they go back. But
Yeah.
these people will stay in your life for a very, very long time, because you always remember people who have added value to your life. So I'm very, very eager to, like, I right before few days I was facing some technical problems. So I messaged our CEO, who was Venki Mysore, who was very nice, and I asked him, so that I'm facing so and so problems. I need to come down to Bombay and work with Abhishek Nayar so that I get ready before the IPL. And he was very kind enough, within, I think, 15-20 minutes, he sent me a text, please catch the next flight and come. And Abhishek Nayar, and within, I think, 10-15 minutes, he, whatever problems I had, he solved it. And then I played 5-6 practice games there, and I did decently well. So basically, such people add values to your game, and what they teach you, you pass that on to the next generation. So yeah, I would like to be around him. And
Are you gonna wear the Abhishek Nayar headband?
no, I don't have such long hair. I may admire people, but I like to be myself on the ground. That's something that I leave behind.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And the thing that you asked me was, what can I promise? All I can promise you is effort, because that's in my hand. I cannot promise you anything else. I cannot promise you that I'm going to go out and hit 6 sixes, or I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to get 6 ducks. I don't know what God has in store for me. If He has seen me working hard, He'll surely have something good in store for me. But all I can promise you is the effort that I put in.
Well said. And you know what? That's the exact answer I was expecting from you, because we don't expect anything else. Like your shirt says, you have nothing to prove.
Exactly.
Everybody knows your ability and what you're capable of. Everything now is in your control, and you go out there and perform. Sheldon, I want to thank you so much for your time. The way we like to end our episodes here at Dropped Again is to give you the final word. And what that means is, for the next 15, 30 seconds, a minute, you're in quarantine. You can go for a couple hours if you want, but you can say whatever, whenever. You can thank anybody you want. So go for it. Say whatever you want, brother.
I would just like to thank my family. They have always, in my good times, in my bad times, my mother, my wife, they have seen my best, they have seen my worst. I would honestly, with all my heart and soul, like to thank them. And I would like to thank every coach of mine, whether they have helped me in a small way or in a big way, in whatever ways they have helped me, and whatever value they've added to my game and to my life. That could also be in a small way or in a big way. I would like to thank them, and to all the people who have supported me, because without their support, you don't get that motivation. And to play this sport, you need to be motivated all the time. If you're not motivated and not determined, even for a day, someone else is always working harder to kick your butt.
Yeah.
So that's all. A special thanks to my mother and my wife, because they have seen my best and they have seen my worst.